Today I'm going to be showing you guys the top 10 highest damage bloodlines in Shindo Life. So if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, right to the video, guys. Alright, so coming in 10th place is going to be the Snake Man bloodline. Now, the reason why Snake Man is going to be in 10th place and not higher in this list is honestly, quite frankly, because Snake Man is a very, very high cooldown bloodline. Now, even though the cooldowns are very high, as you guys can see, the damage output is quite high, especially for, alright, he's dead already, but especially for the fact that these abilities in general are just very high cooldown abilities. I didn't even hold down one of them, and I didn't even use the counter yet. So the actual counter of Snake Man does do damage, as well with the fact that you can use other abilities during it. I know that doesn't factor into this tier list. It's just something worth mentioning. Now, coming in 9th place, you're going to be Tetsuo Kaijin. Now, Tetsuo Kaijin, the damage is kind of centered in the abilities. The actual mode itself, while it does do a bit of damage, it doesn't do like any extraordinary amount of damage. Like you guys can see, boom, it does a bit of damage here and there. The counter does a bit of damage here and there. But altogether, Kaijin's abilities themselves are what does the most damage. Like you guys can see, I did about 200,000 damage. The M1s do extra damage. 10,000 extra damage a hit is quite high as well, but the abilities, like you guys can see, boom, that is 100,000 from a single damage ability. Plus the grab is one of the highest damage grabs in the game as well, not to mention the fact that the third move is a block break high damage ability, but it's mainly just going to be the abilities themselves. The mode does do a bit of damage as well though, especially those M1s. All right, so coming in 8th place is going to be Code Gaiden. Now, Code Gaiden is kind of one of those sleeper high damage bloodlines. It kind of just does high damage by proxy. So like you guys can see, I do the C spec. It does about 40,000 damage and also ear rapes you, but you can also drag them over top of all of these, and like you guys can see, I just did 200,000 damage with only 2 abilities. Now, the actual clones themselves do a bit of damage as well, not to mention the fact that the second ability, it does a bit of damage, but the main damage output is going to be the C-spec and the actual third ability when combined. But when you do actually add the clones into it, not to mention the fact the other abilities themselves, like the grab, does a lot of damage. The counter also does a bit of damage as well when you use the counter, because it does actually summon the clones as well. Like I said, it's kind of one of those sleeper high damage bloodlines. It does a lot of damage just when you combine all the abilities together. Like, he was fully moded and now he's dead just from doing the abilities over and over again. So yeah, Code Gaiden coming in 8th place. Now, coming to 7th place is going to be Raiden Sabaru. Probably not for the reason you expect. I'll go for the reason why it's going to be here last, just so you guys don't know what's about to happen. But let's be real, Raiden Sabaru, it does a bit of damage. Nothing is crazy on it, right? Like, you're probably asking yourself, why is Raiden Sabaru here? The damage of this bloodline is mid. Why is it here, you know? But that is because you guys definitely forgot about the weapon spec, which, by the way, is bugged. I'm positive that this is a bug. I mean, also the actual M1s do a lot of damage as well. Like you guys can see, it does a bit of damage, but this weapon spec right here, this dash ability, it does 60 to 70,000 damage on a 5-second cooldown. Now, if you do the math, this amount of damage, so that just did 100,000 that time. 100,000 damage every 5 seconds is about 300,000 damage every 15. That is insanely high damage. The reason why I'm not going to be putting Raiden Sabaru higher on this list is because, like I said, it's only there because of the cooldown itself. If the cooldown was raised, this would be not a high damage bloodline at all. But when you start stacking these weapon specs with one another, the damage adds up very, very quickly. So coming to 6th place, you guys probably expected to be on here, is going to be Raiken Shizen. Now, I'm going to show you guys a really fat combo right now. I'm going to hit him with Getsuga, and then I'm just going to Raiken C-spec him. And like you guys can see, I just immediately did 300,000 damage with that combo, and I think he just disappeared. I think I hit him so hard, he just vanished. He went poof. He got Thanos snapped. Let's be real here. That just did a lot of damage. That's a combo you could pull off on pretty much anybody. Literally just start with Getsuga first, hit him with it, hit him with the Raiken C-spec, and it will do 300,000 damage immediately. Yes, the combo king and all, you feel free to use that combo. But yeah, that's the main reason why Raiken Shizen is going to be here. The actual Raiken Shizen abilities, which is going to be the branch ability, the stun, and the trees themselves, they do a bit of damage themselves. Like, they do a bit of damage, but the main reason why Raiken's going to be here is the C-spec, and normal Shizen does the same thing. Now, coming to 5th place is going to be the Tengoku. You guys knew this was going to be here. I don't really need to say much about this. Tengoku has always been and always will be a very, very high DPS bloodline, and that is the reason why I love Tengoku so much. Just the damage output is it's just so absurdly good. Like, I'm literally just basically just spamming the abilities, and I've just done 500,000 damage just by spamming them. He's dead. He just fell off the map again. He just fell off the map again just from the absolute massive amount of damage Tengoku did. But Tengoku is just a very, very high damage spec in general. And yeah, I mean, like, Tengoku, it's very flashy as well. Definitely one of my favorite bloodlines in the game. I use this from time to time. It's just unfortunate that it's just not very good anymore. Coming in 4th place is your favorite Ashura Shizen. Now, Ashura Shizen, let's be real here, it's a really, really, really high damage bloodline. So you do have the stun attack. I'm going to hit him immediately with the C-spec. The main thing that does a lot of damage is Ashura Shizen C-spec. It does about 100,000 damage or a little bit more. It's basically just a weaker Raiken Shizen. You do have to be very close to them. Same with Raiken Shizen. But I do think the actual abilities of Ashura Shizen definitely carry it past Raiken. So overall, when you actually add all of Ashura Shizen's abilities together, it does end up doing way more damage, especially if you combine the web spec. Like you guys can see, this web spec, it does a ton of damage. damage. So everything combined together definitely out damages Raikishizen, but Raikishizen mode, it does way more damage than the Shirishizen mode. Honorable Mention 2 is going to be Satori Ren Goku. Now, I'm not even going to be using Satori Ren mode because it's absolute garbage. The only reason why this is here is because of Satori Ren first ability. Boom. All right, I just accidentally glitched it out, but it still did 100,000 damage. If you don't glitch it out like I just did, it could do upwards of like 200k. Now, Honorable Mention 1 is actually going to be Shindai Akuma. You guys probably weren't expecting this to be not even on the list, but Shindai, I mean, let's be real here. The actual damage output of Shindai Akuma isn't really that high, all things considered. Like, you have Shindai, boom, it does a lot of damage when you combine the clone attacks with the actual thing itself. But all in all, the other bloodlines just do way more damage. It's just Shindai Akuma just is good overall. By the way, guys, what is your go-to high damage bloodline in Shindo Life? Let me know in the comments below. We'll be checking them out. Now, coming in third place is going to be Shindai Ren Goku. I am, of course, using the legendary Shindai Ramen skin. I mean, let's be real here. You guys know why this is here. Let me go ahead and slap this clone ability down. And basically, when they attack you, when you use the actual clone ability, the clones will summon and do 150k damage. He didn't notice, so I'll just go ahead and use it afterwards. The other abilities of Shindai Ren, they do a lot of damage as well. Like you guys can see, I'm doing about 100k damage. The C-Spec, it summons clones. They do a bit of damage as well. And then obviously you do have the Web Spec, which shoots blades at people. I mean, like, these abilities do a lot of damage, but they are not the reason why Shindai Ren is here. Shindai Ren is here because of the legendary It's Fundo combo. Hit him with that, hit him with any stun attack, and yeah, he's dead. One more round of them. Oh, well, he actually had a lot of HP, probably from that snail sage, but yeah, that just basically just did like 300,000 damage borderline immediately. Just a very high damage counter. Now, coming in second place is going to be Alfred Shizen, probably one of the most underrated bloodlines in the game, mainly because the mode just saps so much MD. I tried to get this mode fixed for so long, and it just never got fixed. Very unfortunate because it is a very cool mode. I mean, like, who doesn't like being Big Tree, man? But for the abilities themselves, they do a lot of damage. Like, you guys can see, boom, boom, and then you hit them with the third ability. The abilities themselves have the Inferno Burn attached to them, which makes them do just a lot of damage. Like, I just did 230k. But for the mode abilities themselves, the C-Spec, this one right here where it launches the fist into it, if you're very close to them, it does about, you know, 100,000 damage. You have the Web Spec, which also does a ton of damage. And then you actually have the Throwable, which does a ton of damage. So, all in all, Alfred Shizen is just a very high damage bloodline. And it actually is a very good PvE bloodline. I forgot it on my PvE list, so feel free to add that into the top 3. Now, coming in first place, literally everybody expected this, is going to be Aizen. This bloodline does so much damage, it is actually disgusting. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to use Demonic Spirit and just literally spam the ability. So just watch. I'm going to hit him with this, and I'm just going to start spamming. So boom, I'm literally just going to start spamming. I'm going to start spamming every single one of the abilities, and then I hit him with the C-Spec, hit him with the Throwable, and then I'm going to hit him with the M1 combo. I'm going to go into the Weapon Spec, hit him with another M1 combo. I'm just going to spam M1s on him because you can't do anything about them when they're flying. You have fun trying to counter them, and yeah, he's dead. And he just flew off the map again. I don't really need to say much about Aizen. You guys know how much damage this does. The C-Spec does well over 100,000 damage, like borderline instantly. The actual abilities themselves also do a ton of damage, even though they can be hard to hit from time to time. They still do a lot of damage. So Aizen, let's be real here, it's a kind of like a god tier bloodline right now. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, post it, guys. Bye-bye.